welcome back to the ESL Pro League. Another way we've involved in how you can get involved, of course, in the show over the last few months or so is the PaySafeCard fan vote. All you need to do is head over to paysafecard.com/fan vote to choose your favourite player of the month and have your voice heard on who your star is. We just saw FaZe go up against Mousesports on the map of Mirage, a map they're about to see fielded yet again. This time it will be NiP versus Astralis. And sneaking into the news from this weekend, in this matchup, we have our latest invitees to ESL 1 Cologne. The Ninjas will be making their way over to the Lanxess Arena on July 8th to 10th and joining a host of other top teams, including VP, SK Gaming, FaZe, Fnatic, and NiP. And now, before we move along, it's time for another pro tip from our very own Rush. And this time, it's not just blowing smoke.
Hey Future Pros, the Deagle is one of the most powerful pistols in CSGO. Mastering this hand cannon can win you eco after eco. The Deagle kills with one shot to the head, but when used at extreme ranges, this is not the case. The best time to shoot is just after your view model resets. Moving and shooting with this weapon won't get you very far. It also takes a while for the pistol to regain accuracy after falling, so make sure you wait a bit before firing. Don't spam the thing too. Be sure to make slow, singular, controlled shots for maximum accuracy. And now let Nico take it away.
Yes, thank you, Mitch, and thank you, Rush, for the beautiful pro tips on the Deagle. I'm a little bit disappointed. There could have been a very cool clip used, not that Nico on the simple one, with the epic cast of "What are you made of, my man? What are you made of, my man?"
Who casted that?
I've never actually figured that out, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I just don't know who's casted it, but it was phenomenal. Yes, NiP is going to be at ESL 1 Cologne as well. That's cool to see. Are there any teams missing from that list? NiP,
Quite a few.
VP,
Yeah.
SK, Na'Vi, FaZe, Fnatic.
Astralis.
Well, I mean, they've already decided.
They've
they're not gonna
declined. They said they're not going.
Always focusing on the negatives with Lauren. Episode 1. Yeah.
There's a series.
That
enough.
could be a series. Speaking of series, we have NiP taking on the aforementioned Astralis just now. First map is going to be Inferno. This NiP team, though, I mean, we talked about a little bit. You know, this seems like it could be very one-sided, but they did just play Astralis pretty close over in ECS.
Not on this map.
Not on this map.
They played Train and Cage, the one map we're going to see after this one. But I think Inferno, it doesn't look like it's too fantastic for NiP at this stage, whereas Astralis, on the other hand, they've looked pretty decent on the map. You know, they've had some good showings. Close showings, you know, there was that one where it required Zipnix to have that 1v3 against Fnatic at Katowice, I believe it was. So it's not fully polished for them at this point, but I would say they're the favorites here, and I like the way that they move Device around with the AWP. It's quite dynamic. They use him to poke and prod on that CT side and be able to find a lot of picks, like we just saw out of Oscar and Alu. Both of those players are also good at that. But in terms of Astralis, going into this one, that, you know, we're going to have things. I was already talking about Astralis. I meant to say NiP. Lauren, you can take this one.
No,
I'm just giving it
no,
up.
no, go on. You can do
Through.
it. Go on, you can do it.
No, well,
There's got to be a burrito analogy you can make in here somewhere.
well, you know, Astralis, they had all the pieces before. You know, they had the rice, the beans, the meat, even a bit of sauce. But now
What
they've
kind
got
of meat
Glaive.
did they have? Was it chicken, barbacoa, steak?
Barbacoa, yeah. But Glaive, you know, he's the wrap that brings them all together, and
That nice tortilla shell.
yeah, they love it. Speaking of wraps, that's a wrap from me, and over Lauren.
Okay, well, you know, it's Astralis, I guess it's a bittersweet map for them right now, let's put it that way, at the moment, just because of the FaZe loss that happened to them over at Katowice. It was one of the maps originally they really liked, then they kind of suffered that OT loss, and they bounced back, they still like it, but NiP, on the other hand, you know, originally when they came back to form with Threat and such and so on, it felt like this was one of the maps they were incredible on that resurge of their performance not too long ago. But in the newer version, we haven't seen much new from them. It doesn't feel like they've kind of engineered anything yet. I may have missed a couple of games.
I've got something
you got something
for
to
you,
show me here, Chad.
Let's whack it up on the
show
screen.
Me something, Chad.
So which I thought was relatively interesting was this is an NiP play from the Pro League when they were playing against Fnatic. What they
Very
do here is
exciting.
Gerard is going to smoke off the quad side, but it is going to be shallow enough that the players coming out of Boiler Room, with this sick pop flash here from Exist, he throws it twice, and actually the first one flashes anybody there and then is flashed behind, so the rest of the players are able to enter into the site. Draken flashing off the pit player, and you get to see it from JW's perspective, right? These flashes are coming over. He's force back off of these flashes. He's running back to the pit. He's completely blind. You'll see in the top right that, well, actually, no, Russia's edited this very well. Forrest is able to entry into the bomb site. JW is completely flashed in pit. Before JW comes unflashed, Dennis is already dead, and now he just gets isolated by a Molotov and he gets taken down. Just a nice little execute there from NiP. I thought it was a very good way to isolate pit and site players.
That is a lot of trust in Forrest. Those flashbangs are going to work out perfectly.
Yeah, well, it was Forrest and Freiberg on the entry. They just basically go up with their eyes glued on the site. They don't even worry about pit, and then it's Draken's job to come through halls late.
I would say, though, like most teams now, though, double stack pit. As soon as you get forced back, there'll be 2 players kind of sat towards it. So I'm kind of curious to see how that would kind of help towards it if they actually get to do it. Because I don't think you could be able to isolate someone on site so easily there. So I'd be
that is
quite
unusual for Dennis to be in the site like that, especially that early on in the half. That was only the 4th round of the game. So
it's a nice piece, though.
Yeah, and normally what you see, you can see them when you run a play like that. You like to run it earlier on, especially if you know the CT team is force board in the 2nd round, because you know they're going to be lower on utilities, which means they can't stop you with Molotovs and smokes as you're running an execute. So I really like that by NiP to run that relatively early in the half. That's the way I'd be doing things, and it tends to work out, and you capitalize on the low economy.
Buys,
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, this Astralis team, I mean, we saw them, like we mentioned at Star Series and in Katowice. They played a lot of finals on this map. I mean, this doesn't seem to be like the strongest map in the world for them, but it's just, I mean, another map in the Astralis pool that's not bad. And just before we get started on this topic, we don't have a lot of time, so condense some points.
They've barely lost this map when it's not gone to OT. I think they have a couple of times, like VP or something, in a specialist environment, VPL LAN when they're performing, right? You kind of narrow it down to that, then okay, you've got one of those games. But they're a good team on it, they're solid on it. I think they need to go back to working on it. Other teams are now picking up, so the challenge has just gotten greater and greater, pretty much for me.
Yeah,
Laura did good there, didn't she?
She did do very well. She actually surprised me with how condensed that was. I'm a little bit caught off guard. Did you have anything to add before we go to the cast?
So we had to throw, and now we don't have to throw?
No, we didn't have to throw. I just said there wasn't a lot of time. Okay, now we're throwing it. Jesus. Thanks, Chad, for all your help. Please, Henry Sadicus, bail me out.
Listen, no worries. North Americans aren't great at throws, so we will take over there, and we will get into 2 teams that are very good at Counter-Strike. Astralis and an NiP, although you could maybe...
One slightly better.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. Well, NiP, it's Inferno, right? We saw this over at the last event. Starlighter, they actually look quite poor on Inferno, I have to say. What's wrong?
Just, I need a haircut. Sorry, carry on.
Okay.
It's all about me. Just being a
if you
diva. Don't mind
remember when they played this map a few times, and against a G2, they looked a little bit lost on this one, I have to say. Their T sides, I spoke to Gero after the game, and he said they'd never experienced real aggression from the CT sides, but I couldn't believe the fact they weren't using grenades towards the banana area. They're getting shut down consistently by shocks. Draken looked a bit lost in this one. So I have to say, I'm sure they fixed it. That was a fundamental problem on this map, and I'm sure it's not going to be an issue here. I do highly favor Astralis, though, I have to say. Astralis on this map is on the T side. I think against NiP as well. Quite a loose play style, stick together, 4-man packs, and then having one player faking the other side, making the frags work, Dupree towards Boiler Room. I think it's going to be quite a clean-cut game for them. We'll see, though. Maybe NiP can step up today. Like they said, they split the series over an ECS, and they can step up here as well. We'll get into it. 4 sets of armor. Exist aggressive towards middle, of course. Trying to find that first headshot. Freiberg's got the defuse kit and a smoke as well. Nothing really given away as of yet, but we have got 3 players towards the apartments. Bombs waiting at T-steps. Just trying to show some presence towards that side of the map, make sure those CDs are pushing down and getting information for free. It looks like it will end up towards the B side of the map, but get right. Here's at that car position. Boosts it up slightly, doesn't nail the first shot, and gets a headshot in return.
Zip will start his way up. Catwalk, smoke off. Freiberg wants to go through it and play inside of the smoke that they put out towards CT. He's going to back away through it as he runs out of ammo. Has to make that decision early. Glaive, though, good shot. Finds get right. Not easy thing to do on the Glock, to be fair. I hate that weapon so much. Just Freiberg wants to get back in. He's got the USP. That's a little better for headshots. Dupree's gone and picked up that of which his teammate dropped in the back of the site. Get right's weapon starting to haunt them. As Draken at least finds one to pull it level, but the kit is now in his hands, picked up as well as the armor, so he's the strength in the situation. Needs to go down near the bomb if he's going to. Seemingly not, because he'll take Dupree. Xyp9x has to peek from far. Ooh, and another good shot. Draken's got 3 in the round. He's already on the defuse. They'll line up. Forrest will take down KRB.
Yeah, great round from Draken there, and they've got the kit, so it's looking quite comfortable overall. They lost their first frag in the form of Get Right, but stepping up. It was Freiberg to find one, at least bought his team, made some time at that point with the retake coming in. Draken not missing a single shot. That looked very sharp, especially towards Banana with 2 players from Astralis awaiting the post-plant positions. Didn't really work out for them. That's a difficult spot, especially those Glocks that you mentioned, to find those sort of headshots coming in, especially you've got 3 players to try and fend off with the meat shield set up as well. It's going to be the bomb planet for Astralis, so this will be a full eco going into round number 2. They've got some P250s, and Glaive will get a deagle, but they're aiming for AKs in the 3rd. If they can find any kills here and limit the CTs going forward, that'd be great. And Draken does go down to 1 HP, manages to get away with his life just about as he takes down Dupree there. As we said, though, this round doesn't really count for much. Just trying to farm some cash, pay off the debt to the P250s, get a kill or two. That's $300 in the bag. They get a plant down, that'd be amazing for them, but it's very unlikely at this point. So NiP with the man advantage, falling back into the minimap right now, onto the bomb site, allowing them to have middle, that's absolutely fine. He's denying the plant and then he kills at this point.
Xyp9x backs down from the apartments. Cabby will go over toward the smoke at quad. It's going to be the library. The exist, perhaps reading some tactical analysis books that are on loan in the library. Who would you read them from, Henry?
Ooh.
Who would be the best author?
I would say... Well, maybe Threat could have written some, and he could have left them in the library for him.
That's true. Little Easter egg for exist. Well, the boost behind the smoke amounts to nothing, but they will go in, and Freiburg is seemingly ready. It's 2 before going down. That allows Get Right to swing out and collect the last kill of the round, make it 2-0 in NiP.
Yeah. But this is where it gets a little bit interesting now, Matt. The AKs come out.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, well, in terms of the NiP buy, they do have the UMPs, which is getting to the point now we can't even say that's a limitation anymore. For the CT side, especially on a map like Inferno, you can hold tight corners and get crossfires set up, lots of close-range opportunities there. But here it goes. And Astralis coming in with the 5 AK-47s. Not a huge amount of utility. They've got 3 smokes and no Molotovs, which can be very key on a map like Inferno. Not going to be overcommitting just yet. We have got one player making his way up towards Banana. That's Glaive. Smoked out for now. And this is going to be quite a standard default from the Danish side, but usually they get Dupree towards Boiler Room and Xyp9x helping him out, just trying to give him some positional control here. But an interesting setup from NiP. You can see 3 players towards the quad side. We're seeing this more and more. Potentially a boost coming as well. I assume Draken's been boosted. It's actually beneath the quad. So a little bit of a bait and switch for him as he's got that UMP. Team will try and bait him in from the corner and then he'll pounce. But full B control coming in now from Astralis. Glaives at the top. They haven't had to expend much utility either getting this, so this is looking quite good for them. And we said there, no Molotovs to flush out those key positions.
Carby. Waiting with Glaive will try and make his way in toward the B site. This time slightly different approach. Freiburg's the one that's close up.
This will be the full B execution here. Smokes, calls, and towards CD spawn as well. Try and find those first headshots. You know the CDs will be limited. They are smoked out though. That's a nice smoke deployed by NiP. Could slow them down somewhat here.
Yeah, it's good timing as well because Get Right just was smoked off himself. They've switched it, as I said, to keep the rifle at range rather than Freiburg toward coffins. It's Get Right instead. Freiburg has gone down though. The UMP unable to prevail in the duel versus Glaive on the AK. Get Right still fancies a chance to walk back in through smokes. Maybe should have waited. Patience might have been better or exist. Nearly got Patience to work in his favor as the smoke dissipated on his arrival. However, Astralis will pick the round, and NiP not only going bonus with the SMGs, they're going full-on money-making because they're going to sit back, try and get exit kills, and that's going to work out at least for now to get Glaive. That'll be 3 only remaining and an AK grab, so not bad.
Yeah, it's always going to be a difficult round for the CTs, going up with 5 AK, especially in a clean second round as well. You're going to have residual SMGs going into round number 3 here. So Astralis keeping it simple. Default, stopping any aggression coming with the CT to start. Bait out some nades, like they did very well. And they didn't commit as soon as they got locked out of the B side as well. They didn't run through smokes and make things complicated. They waited till everyone was there. Smoke goes down, they find that first frag, and then the remaining CT has a real rough time there.
Good news about this AK-47 as well. Get Right doesn't have a lot of money. Draken can drop him and still buy an AWP if he wants to.
Yeah, he probably will at this point. We'll see where that comes in. There it is. It's a very good weapon on CT side of Inferno. Seeing a lot of teams run double orbs on this map, and it seems to be the common trend right now. But Draken, decent spawn from as well. Might challenge towards middle. It's very unlikely Astralis have an orb themselves after winning that previous round as well. Glaive's actually down to a Tech 9 here, so that was promising as Zelda liked. Draken will be challenging. He steps and gets spotted.
I would have thought he would have shot into that.
I thought he would as well. I guess at this point he doesn't want to give away the fact he's got an AWP unless it's like a done deal, a guaranteed frag. They probably saw it considering it's Draken, he's top and middle, but here comes commitment towards mid and Xyp9x.
Did all right to get one there. To be fair, Draken comes and bails him, baits him in, and Draken's looking aggressive once more. A game where Draken impresses, I have to say, has been few and far between thus far since he's joined NiP. They are much to be desired, and he's certainly showing us one now. As Xyp9x will wait to get out from apartments. He'll get one on Forest, but that's about as far as he goes.
Yeah, Draken stepping up there. The AWP had to deliver. Certainly did 3 kills for him, shutting them down towards mid. As I said, Astralis, this seems to be their approach on Inferno T-side, especially now. Give you a very simple default into just a set area, all 5 players committing to it and trying to trade frags at that point. Couldn't find their shot on towards Draken, so he'll run away with 3 frags and bring NiP into a huge advantage here. 3-1, and in terms of the buy for Astralis, 2 AKs and 3 Tech 9s. dupreeh with no utility whatsoever, so this will be a difficult round for them. Draken knows that. He'll be going aggressive once again towards middle. This time nails the shot, brings it to a 5-4 straight away. And at this stage, they probably can be reading the money situation. They know they're going to be weak. They might have a couple of AKs here or there, but now they have the advantage. Fall back into that crossfire mentality, and we'll see whether it works out for them.
Forest looking inside of the smoke, will not find anything yet. Draken's gonna wait for the same angle this time. Smoked off. 3, 2, 1. Do we hear the op shot rattle in? Trying to time it from far. Doesn't need to. Forest in the corner of the site. Instead, though, picks up Kiabi. Glaive. Still in this, though. Wraps in. Forest tagged up. Gets a third in the round. He's done extremely well to take the arch side late. He's picked up an AK-47. He has the bomb as well. And he's actually going to bail on this and try and outduel them by beating them over toward the the B site. This is even smarter altogether because GetRight's going to assume, oh, I thought he was just going to wait. That still works out. GetRight wasn't ready for it at all.
This could be the ace for Glaive here. 4 kills so far, 1v1 with Freiburg as well. Freiburg's completely lost track of him. So much time remaining as well. Glaive will be committing towards the B site. It's going to make sense for him as well. Flashing in, looking very confident. I don't think Freiburg stands a chance here. Once the bomb goes down, Glaive has got so many options. He could actually go in towards CD spawn if he wanted to shut that rotation down. But for now, Freiburg top and middle. And we'll see what Glaive decides to do. Doesn't go aggressive here. Doesn't want to risk anything. Stays at the back of the site for now. But Freiburg's got such a tall task, but he has got smoke and an incendiary to work with.
Very favorable angle for Glaive, but it puts pressure on hitting the shot. There's no element of surprise anymore. Sees his backside. Freiburg knows where he is. Is that going to give away the play for Glaive? No way. Gets all 5, starts on a Tech 9, finds 3 late in the round, and then brilliance to catch off GetRight and a clutch against Freiburg.
That is not bad at all from Glaive. Amazing performance there. Getting those Tech 9 kills and a very clever play towards middle as well. GetRight was taking the bait, hook, line, and sinker at that point. He baits his run down towards middle. GetRight is checking quad and making sure that wasn't the fake coming in. He gets his head blown off, and at that point, Freiburg in such a rough position there. That's a harsh reset for NiP as well. 3-2. Astralis still on back. Buy comes back in from NiP. They will be forcing themselves UMPs, Deagles, and P250s. And in terms of actual utility and diffuse kits to work with here, not much at all. We hit the 1 minute 35 mark. They have 1 smoke and a flashbang left, no kits. Someone needs to find a frag hit. They need to be going aggressive and maybe flashing through and finding that first pick. But GetRight gets a chance. Actually, Freiburg's opening things up as well. It's going to be a 5-on-4, and a Bizon comes out for dupreeh. That's quite a rare appearance. I'll come back and haunt them, considering it's a force buy.
dupreeh continuing around the corner. Molotov into the pit, and Glaive's going to lead the charge. They won't check corner. That Deagle Draken has to be very careful. Down to 2 bullets, tries to beat them to the Tech 9. It does. Somehow pops out to get dupreeh, and NiP will respond to the previous round.
Astralis is going all in at that point, weren't they? After getting a bit of exchange towards middle, they actually, well, the first kill was towards banana. They got funneled towards middle there, and once again, all sticking together, pushing towards quad. And at that point, NiP are loving that because they've got the crossfire set up in pit, the bomb side as well. They're just hoping that Astralis run in towards that position, and especially when they've got Bizons as well for some reason. Astralis, I'm not sure that was a misspy. That's, I'd say, it's fair to say, it's one of the worst weapons in the entire game. Against armored players, there's absolutely nothing. dupreeh was almost non-existent in that round, and shut down by the Draken Deagle, who was missing quite a lot of shots as well. It's hardly like he went absolutely wild there, but still. Another force buy, of course. This seems to be a current trend at the moment in CSGO. Battle of the force buys. It won't be such a strong one here. dupreeh just down to a Glock and armor. We'll see whether he can step up here. Or for Draken, of course. Top middle this time, watching towards Boiler.
Well, Boiler is occupied. The kettle's on, Henry. Would you like some tea?
I'd love some, please.
Would you like to visit the Queen as well, Henry?
Not really, no.
No?
Not her. Anyone but her.
Yeah, I heard you called her an Australian word once. Freiburg, good play. Coffins finds 2. Not playing aggressive on Banana, as you might expect from Freiburg. I don't think he's quite comfortable enough to play aggressive in the new Banana. It's been passive from NiP, top of every single time. But Freiburg stepping up. Doesn't matter where, he'll still hold off the position.
Yeah, quite a convincing round here from NiP. It's certainly going to be an eco going forward from Astralis. That was the force buy. Not a great one. Glock armor for dupreeh there. He's had a rough few rounds on 1 for 6 right now. And Astralis, yes, you can see, they're only at second stage loss bonus. That's $1,900 coming in. 5-2 for the Ninjas here. Money accumulating for them as well. This should be an open shut case in terms of this round. 1 PT50 purchase, make it 2 now device, and maybe just grouping up together, rushing apartments, something like that. Just try and find a couple of trades. Dragons towards middle. Won't be getting anything just yet, but Kiabi is waiting on the T-steps with the bomb as well. Needs to be very careful there.
Smoke. Top mid for Exist.
NiP used to be famous on this map in the old iteration of it. When they were up against full EKs and they knew it was coming, they used to just rush down middle and just shut it down as quickly as possible to send out a message and maybe just rattle their opponents slightly. They don't really do that anymore. Not as strong on this map as they used to be fair.
Glaive will go back with Kirby. Money has become a detriment to Astralis in this half.
Yeah. No one really running away with the cash, but this is a chance now. This finds a first frag. It looks a little bit dicey, but this should be a very simple round. Device just find one. There's going to be a simple procedure for Forward to finish things off there. 6-2. We do have a buy available for Astralis this time. They don't really run the Orphanity side that much, so they do bring it out every now and then. I don't think they're in a financial position to do so. This round will be 5 AKs, and Dupree, let's see what he brings. He's got a Glock. I'm presuming he's got an AK on the floor. Makes sense. He spent $4,200. Might have just had to juggle some things around there. There's the AK. Still not a full buy as of yet for the T's, but that's enough. And 3 players towards Banana. This is quite aggressive by the looks of things. Not doing smokes here. Actually going to be nading at the start. And see where they push down. Whether to be fair, I think they're doing that new smoke everyone's doing, where you throw it from the corner. And it gets a bit further down. Have a look.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. You've mentioned it, Drake,
Yeah.
and look at this. He scoped in, though. That Zipix surely knows he's there. They're going to try and pinch him. Dupree turned immediately in that position, and Draken missed some very crucial shots.
Yeah, he hits that. He might just stay alive. I think he was done for anyway, even if it being a 1-for-1. But still, man advances now for Astralis, and they make that towards the A side of the map. They're going for some V control as well here. Molotov towards sandbags and the corner as well. Eradicates a lot of risk at this point. The bomb's still down at T steps. Dupree, I presume, is in the boiler room. He is indeed, and they've got so much to work with there. Still 1 minute. Bleed out whatever the CTs have in terms of their grenades. So you can see a smoke used towards the top of Banana. They could sense some execution potentially coming their way here. So that's what they want to do. That's the objective for Astralis at this point. Just get NiP a little bit worried and maybe force a rotation here. You can see Freiberg's by himself at the B site. Once a king, but is it enough to actually challenge 5 players from Astralis as the full execution comes in?
Smoke down. Dupree will go back off it instead. No need to aggress, as he's the only one in this, their first gun round. And one of the first that they've had an early pick. Look at Device's position. He thought he was so clever, but he's not. You're not as clever as you think you are, Device. Caught off in B. Dupree gonna try and go back over toward A. Molotov in between he and his teammate. They'll have to back off the hay bales. They'll go up like cinders. Tinders? What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure.
Wick. Up and don't worry about it. Forrest doesn't care. He doesn't care about your words, Henry. He cares about kills. He's got one. Get right goes down. And Zipix will go after the bomb in the site. Does well to find Forrest. But you're right. He has no time to play. I'm surprised Exist still challenges on this. I guess they know he's out of money and they want to try and take him down. Zipix doesn't move.
Did you mean kindling, maybe? Is that what you meant? I don't know what you're going with.
I'll look it up.
Go for it. There you go. Well, Zipix does survive.
Someone will tweet me. I don't have to look it up.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Position of power. We don't have to do anything anymore.
That's the internet kind of summarized, isn't it? Anyway, 7-2, and Astralis can't pick up that round once again. Once finding that first pick and couldn't convert to a round victory. Freiberg finds Device. I think those kind of plays are not required when you have the man advantage on the T side, especially sending in a fake. And if it doesn't go well, you're just giving a frag away for essentially nothing. Freiberg got a little bit lucky with the timings in terms of where Device decided to commit, but still, NiP getting back into it. Open the hands of Draken once again. This is not a force buy from Astralis.
Now, get your words.
I'm trying. It's been a long weekend.
Has it? You were hanging out with
Kasabian.
I'm just doing that to troll you. How was it?
Awesome. I've always wanted to do some music stuff and got a chance to do it. I'll post a video soon.
Nice. Hey, in terms of what?
The interview itself.
Oh, I see. There was a different one that wasn't part of the Twitch thing.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff we did.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, in that case, we'll watch Get Right instead. He's going to try and play Coffins. Bring in the grave digger that is Freiberg. Sounds like a wrestling name in itself. One shot, I have another. Should have held the trigger down potentially, but he was not expecting the fact, excuse me, that Dupree would peek immediately after. That catches him off ever so slightly back over toward the A site. They catch Forrest in transition. That's Pit gone.
Yeah, the bomb's going up middle, though. That's where Draken's watching, and he might... Oh, no gap.
Just shoot,
I thought
just
it was.
shoot. He's going to actually surprise them now.
Yeah, well, Dupree's coming from Boiler as well. This is actually looking promising for Astralis.
All because you lose pick. Missed shot. Again, Draken makes up for it that time. Those are crucial. He has to hit those. Manages the one tap with the P250. Dupree has not peeked it. He's trying to make it seem unassuming that he would be in that position. It's worked because down goes Draken, and Kiabi's been able to strike to get existence all on to get right. He knows where at least one is, not the timing of which the other one should arrive, and as such, you are right, Astralis were in a good position.
They certainly were. It's all down to Kiabi there. He comes in by himself, and as you mentioned, Forest caught in transition, going towards that B site. He's the only player at the A side of the map as well. As soon as he dies, they're calling for a full rotation. Everyone gets to the A side as quickly as you possibly can. Kiabi's got a decent position and an M4 towards Graveyard as well. He can protect his teammates, and Dupree, he's instrumental in that particular play as well. The fact he's holding towards Boiler, sure, device goes down, but the bomb's already been planted, and at that stage, Dupree faces, manages to get a key frag there as well. Crossfire set up, 3-on-2, and NiP couldn't find anything there. It was just about to look amazing for them. 8-3, or 8-2 would have been as well. We're taking a pause, and I'm having a look at the money to work out who this would be for. Presumably NiP. Tactical pause. They've got a UMP for Freiburg so far. Exist has just over 4K, so they can get a full buy here. Draken brings out the orb once again. This is their final buy, though. Just a note, Draken's on 14 kills, 3 deaths. You said you haven't seen much from him so far?
No,
that's pretty good.
He's had some very good rounds. There's a few shots he's missed that I think were costly, pushing in apartments. Thankfully, they won that round, so it goes unnoticed. And in the last, he actually missed a rather easy op shot, I have to say. I say easy. Look, it was quick. It's a fast flick. It's remarkable, but at this level, it's easy.
Sure.
And he made up for it with the pistol, so all things considered, no harm, no foul. But again, in high-pressure games on land, you're going to start to see those mistakes be emphasized, I think, a lot more.
Well, Device picks up the AWP this time, the first time on the T side. It's not amazingly viable. I'm not a huge fan of the AWP on the T side, but certainly a player like Device can probably find some wiggle room to make it work. And Draken, he goes one step further than that. Glaive goes in front of the smoke at that point. He did flash over, but it wasn't effective. There's another 5-on-4 in favor of the Ninjas here. The in-game leader has dropped. So, a lot to work with here in terms of the Device AWP. He's going towards middle this time. Smoke down from to face towards Arch. And we'll see where everything comes of this. Freiburg's waiting on the other side of the smoke with the UMP. Gives his position away somewhat, but Forest still going for frags and nailing it as well. And then some more. Lovely stuff to take that Device as well. The all gone down. Pretty much the round concluded at this point, 5-on-2. They don't have to challenge here, really. They want to keep his 5 players alive, make Astralis kind of sweat the round out. They've got a minute to work with here as well, and Kiabi's been hit down to 23 HP.
Well, 65% of the time, you'll win at 2v5 all of the time.
Yeah, you almost got that quite right.
And some of the time, you won't.
I don't think they'll be doing this one. It's going to be down to Zipex, so you can see him kind of feeling out towards middle. His teammate waiting on B with a bomb, but he's going to T-spawn. So Zipex now just trying to maybe find any sort of mistakes being made by the CTs at this stage. Not going to be the case. So 20 seconds remaining. They might just want to save these AKs. It's quite a harsh reset, though, once again, though. And they do recover an AWP. So in terms of the force by next round, they are going to do it. That's something. And Zipex has certainly dropped that AWP to Device. I think with the AWP picked up, that's probably going to be the case here. Not going to have too much to work with, only $1,400 coming in. Kiabi saves an M4 as well, so that suggests almost certainly going to be a force buy.
Play hopscotch. Or kill a chicken.
Kill the chickens. So yeah, NiP. Forest, what a push that was from Quad. The timing was impeccable there. Gets the kill on towards Boiler as well. Then Device trying to get the refrag. Gets his head blown off. Doesn't get anything rolling with the AWP whatsoever. He's actually on 3 kills, 11 deaths. Astralis haven't really impressed me with their approach on the T side, generally speaking. I think their CT side's amazing. The T side is very hit or miss. If everyone's playing really well and you're sticking this pack formation, you're hitting all your shots, it looks great. If you've been a quiet night and no one's really stepping up, it looks a little bit uninspired, I have to say. There's the smoke I was discussing before. Get Right throws that. It goes a little bit deeper than usual, all the way down to T steps, and he'll be falling back at that point. Draken in a good position once again, but Kiabi has got in front of him. He seems to have an idea this could be a possibility, though.
Certainly does. Certainly does. Still waiting. That left side nook, as I'm calling it, where Kiabi currently is actually very threatening for an AWP player if you're not quick on the draw, especially when they do something like that and get you moving. Kiabi will go over toward tree. Draken still doesn't know he's there. This is even worse, because now he's scoped in. He walks straight out, clean in the lane, and Kiabi takes down Draken.
That brings them the advantage. Khalil for Dupree here. AWP recover, double AWPs on the T side. Not used to seeing it, but it's better than the pistol. 1 minute remaining as well. Freiburg alone towards the banana site, and it's going to be Get Right holding Arch. They're getting a bit aggressive here, and it's actually to their detriment as Forest goes down first. Now it's a huge advantage for Astralis, but Exist fighting back, not for long though, 4-on-2.
Get Right through the smoke, starts to look down the lane, but he realizes they're gone. Freiburg gets onto you. What will you do? 1 versus 4 shoots already, can't quite get the shots. Molotov, very shallow.
Yeah.
He'll get Molotoved off as a result. They'll smoke. He'll flash back in thanks to the smoke. And he's got them blinded up. Freiburg! Oh, ambitious, I have to say. Gets it down to just 2 for Get Right to try and make a play. We'll see if he can. Rotating around. In fact, he's going to go immediately on a banana, which closes the gap substantially. So Device's AWP, it's not going to quite have the angle, but now it has the information. Get Right gets KRB down, and this is where Device should be posted and ready. Get Right knows it. He's trying to bait him out. Shot through. He did dink him indeed. He's down to 34. Get Right is continuing to push as Device goes to the pistol. He's tagged back to 6. Knows he's still on the angle, but Device wins it instead. And it's well done from Astralis to close out yet another round.
Quite an interesting clutch situation there. Freiburg makes it possible for his team. I think if he gets the third, it's done deal. It's a very good play from him, flashing through there. Actually managing to avoid the Molotov deployed by Astralis as well. He gets to and buys his teammate enough time to actually make that a possibility there. Get Right coming from Banana. KRB, I'm not sure he had to give that kill away. The fact he's holding that angle was a little bit interesting in my opinion, but still, they managed to pull off the round. Device, just relentlessly facing from Coffins, wins the duel just about. Big push here towards Banana. There's going to be a lot of damage inflicted towards the T's, and Draken with the AWP, caught out of position. He goes down, smoked out. Freiburg along with Banana once again. Get Right has rotated over though with the UMP. Difficult buy for the Ninja. You can see 3 SMGs remain. That's why they wanted to go aggressive there. Send Draken out towards the card, see if he can get that first pick. Just a ton of damage, to be fair, but ultimately, still, Astralis another 5-on-4, make it 5-on-3 as the shot through the smoke finds Glade the kill on Get Right there. This is why you have to be pushing the CD side. When you have just SMGs and no nades to work with, really, and your AWP's gone down, someone needs to stepping up there. Get Right tries it. Gets punished though. And Forest though, this is still an interesting position. He's allowing his teammates to stick a banana at this point. He's saying, you know what, I've got second mid lockdown. We'll take a bit of a gamble here. Fortunately for him though, Dupree is coming in his flank, but...
I always like to stick bananas, Henry.
What does that mean?
I won't finish the sentence.
Stick them, right, okay.
Yeah. Well, the king of... Played the angle. Good read from Device.
Yeah, it's quite a standard position. It's a little bit desperate at that point. Like I said, it's a gamble. If it works out, he gets a kill and stays alive, it's great. But Device pre-fires the position, takes him down. 2 UMPs remaining now in a 5-on-2. It's not looking great. They might as well try and save him at this point. If it goes towards A, not even worth trying and retaking the bomb site. Try and save the incendiary and the armor they have and the defuse kit. Maybe pick up the AWP. Oh, KRB's waiting. I didn't even notice that. Okay, KRB takes 1 down and finds another valuable frag there for Astralis. This should be an eco after this round as well. So Astralis right back into this game. Brings things to 8-5 here.
Smoke down, Exist. Do what you can, my friend. Money not great.
No, pushing him in as well. We've got a Device coming from CT Spawn. He'll be holding
him in banana.
Yeah, I knew you'd take that.
I always do. Good play to Molotov them in, force the issue, but as you say, being pushed in.
Yep, Exist goes down, and it will almost suddenly be an eco here. NiP probably going to be saving money for the next round. I got about just over average 2k per player there, and Zeus comes out for Draken. He's a player who likes to bring that out quite a lot, to be fair, but we'll see whether he can do anything with it. Round of 14, they get 2k into the next round, so keep themselves at the 4k mark. They'll have a reasonable buy at least going into that final round. Astralis, though, looking to close the gap. It is essentially a full EK. 1 PV250 purchase for Forest, and Draken and Zeus. Not really much they can do here, but they're sending 1 player in towards apartments. That is Draken, and we'll see whether he can find the zap of the Zeus to find a kill here.
Will you do the sound effect for me?
If he gets it, I'll do it, yeah.
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
All right. He's going to get it now.
Definitely.
I'll be quiet.
No, Molotov's not going to help.
It's going to happen. Don't doubt it, Drake. Not for a minute. I was ready. So was Zipix, apparently, because a good headshot as they walk up. So Zeus, threat eradicated. Headshot, ooh, well found. As the rest of them are stacked up. KRB, thank you very much. He'll take all those, pad the stats, so when all those haters go on HLTV and look for red, he'll have a little bit more green to defend his honor as Device takes down Get Right.
Yeah, this was a really rough half to kick things off for Astralis, reset all over the place, but now giving NiP a taste of their own medicine and closing the gap as well. Round number 15, we said there would be just about a buy available for NiP here. Famus comes out for Freiburg and Forest on the UMP as well, but the AWP comes out for Get Right. That can't be right. No, it goes to Draken. I was going to say, that's an interesting decision. Maybe I had already 6 spawn, but not meant to be the case. It's going to be Draken out towards middle, who has quietened down, I have to say, since we've gone to the latter stages of this first half. Number 15 here, all for Device. And Draken, he knows he needs to step up once again.
It's a good point, actually. He's gotten 1 kill in the last, what, 6 rounds since you've made that mention, and oddly enough, those are the rounds Astralis are winning. So perhaps time for him to step up and get back into it. They'll flash down, smokes as well, deep, but Kiarbi again at the Nook tries to take advantage with the flash through. This time, though, they're not blinded, and NiP are able to capitalize on strength in numbers. The number 3. Forest is going to wait inside the paints the Nook. What do we want to call this? Can't call everything a Nook. The cubby under the balcony. We'll call that shadow. Why not? It's like Mirage, but that's the best spot in pit right now, in my opinion. It's by far the safest angle look at Get Right. Oh, yes, yes. I thought he would wait. I thought he would look for more information because he gets countered immediately by Device. And I don't know that he was looking there or not immediately, but it's an easy pickup. Freiburg, though, has the defuse. This will go 9-6. At halftime.
It certainly will. That's actually not bad at all from Freiburg to finish things off. Got a bit scary there. It's actually Forest in that pit area, or Shadow as you're calling it with the UMP. I didn't think he'd be able to step up, but sets Freiburg up for the alley-oop there, and he finishes it with the Famus. Good work, 9-6. After what looked like such a promising NiP half, Astralis certainly got back into it, and it was a good half overall. Still anyone's game. We'll take a quick break and see whether this one's concluded anytime soon.
Tables continue to turn. When you look at the standings of the entire league, every win matters a lot. So as such, NiP, with a good start, I have to say, they're in a good position. 9-6, they'll swap things over to their terrorist campaign.
Yeah, it makes the pistol very important here. Astralis, slow to start into this one, but certainly got into 5th gear towards the end, looking very good, especially in the eco situation with Tech9's a couple of AKs, managing to step up tremendously. Glaive with amazing ace clutch as well, so that wasn't bad at all. We're getting to the second half here. Astralis swapping over to the CT side. And in terms of the buy, 5 sets of armor for them. And NiP, not a Superman buy, but Get Right has got the Tech9, and they've got 4 sets of armor to go with it. The standard 1 smokers on the T side of Inferno, that's normally to go towards CT spawn in terms of when they go, if they do go towards B, if and when. It can be very useful for post-spawn situations on A as well, towards library, so you never know. B rush, it seems.
Glaive, gonna have to be ready.
Hello.
Not at all. Kiarbi, though, does get one back. Freiburg, the one to fall. Forrest, the one to get the opening kill. Kiarbi stepping up again, though, is going to catch off Forrest. Astralis could find the chance to go 9-9. More so because the bomb's not planted. Draken taken down at Ruins. Couldn't even wrap around to get the flank despite being in position 4th. And it's all on to Get Right. Has the Tech-9, but he is no raid boss.
He definitely wasn't. It's an interesting buy. Normally you want to have the armor there to really give the Tech-9 a chance to go in first and find those headshots. It was a straight-up banana rush from an NiP. Nothing really to write home about in terms of tactical prowess. They go in first, and Forrest gets the first headshot, but Kjabi, he holds his nerve, finds a couple of kills there, and buys some time for the rotations to come in, and Astralis run away with the round. 3 players surviving as well. As you mentioned, the bomb not planted there, Matt, so it's going to be a forced buy here from NiP in the second round. Tech-9s, P250s, 1 smoke as well, and they're focusing heavily towards second middle. No banana presence whatsoever. That suggests the round has to be quite quick here. They can't really mess around, as we have got Dupree waiting by the core position. Door closed there. And with no, the point I'm making is with no presence towards B, you have no idea if you're getting flanked at all, so it's in your best interest to operate very quickly here, and they are making their way towards the end of apartments.
Smoke's down, bust out, Kjabi ready. First to fire in, baited it as well. Dupree does a great job pulling him toward him like a magnet. Like flies to a light, to a lamp.
To a flame.
Moths to a flame, that's exactly the one.
Yeah.
That is well done, sir.
Not bad. Well, full eco, that didn't really work out for NiP there. That was the force by the Tech-9s, and quite a simple approach. Like I said, nothing really shown towards B, so you have to just commit to the apartments. Smoke goes down, they're running through a grey screen, and the flashbangs coming into their faces as well. It wasn't really going to work out for them. They needed the first frag to go in very quickly, and they had that snowball effect. It's difficult at such a tight choke point to make that happen, but full eco now. Tech-9s, Deagles, and no nades exist on the full eco. Quite aggressive towards Banana. It's going to be Glaive.
Spotted. He wanted to try and surprise. He may stick around, you know.
He might push, actually. That smoke going down, focus towards middle, see what we can get going on there. But Draken, he's aware there could be a possibility here.
Certainly is. I don't think Glaive's going to go in this anymore. Once he was spotted at logs, could have rushed it immediately after the smoke, but he's just giving himself up at this point. He is locking them in middle. There's nowhere for them to go. There is no map control. But one false play. Oh, good play from Device. Gets back in. Knowing the situation, one false play from Glaive, he could open up a lot of space in Banana, so they did have to be slightly careful. He'll go now. Smoke down. Freiburg. Back turn. Assassinated. It's going to be Dupree to get exist. This should be the end, with all 5 staying alive. No damage even dealt. That's quite remarkable. NiP not able to do a bit of damage that time. They will. 25 off Zipix doesn't matter. 9-9.
9-9, we're all square here, and no bombs planted at all for NiP there, so it's going to be a difficult buy. You can see Draken, no AWP, he's actually down to an SMG here. Keeps $600 in the bank for what I could see. Yeah, so he's trying to keep the fund a little bit more modest, I guess. 2 UMPs in total. We saw mouse boards earlier showing that's not really a problem if you're going towards those B bomb sites as well. Pushing through the smokes and having the mobility to work with. 3 players as standard. We're going to have that smoke, presumably nice and deep towards the bottom of Banana there. Glaive looking to challenge. Smoke goes in. Nades are not that effective, and Draken trying to find the first kill now.
Peek out from Glaive.
He's by himself. We talk about his decision-making. Pushing through a Molotov by himself. There's no chance to get a refrag there. He's only got an SMG as well. He dies, it's pretty much round over. Freiburg trying to do what he can here. Could work out. It's actually going to be baited in, though, as Glaive finds yet another kill with that UMP. That's actually quite impressive.
Get right, though. Does get Device back. This will bring Kjabi down the lane. They're not going to spot him at all in the halls. The yellow halls of the yellow walls. It doesn't really work, but you know where I'm going with. We can't go with Brown Hall again. That's already been taken.
So you just went with yellow?
By my butthole. But Train also has brown halls.
Right.
Forrest from the cubby gets 1. No need to peek that. Bomb's bottoming in. I don't think they're aware of it. They certainly aren't, because they'd be watching it more closely.
Well, Forrest, if there was a man to pull off a 2v1 clutch, you'd expect him to do it. He's got 45 seconds to work with here, bomb down like he said. He has no idea if the CT's watching it, so he has to pre-fire towards a car. He'll see his crosshair placement towards that position. It's not really a car anymore. Call it barrels. And picks up the bomb. He's got a smoke and a flashbang to work with here. He knows the CTs won't be over-facing the situation. They'll be waiting for him to commit, so he doesn't really have to worry about smoking off of the bomb site when he scores coffins. He's actually going to be committing now, giving his position away, making some noise as well, just trying to hope he wins this duel coming in here. Glaive doesn't have to commit until he hears the plant coming through.
Plant in. Oh, missed shot though from Glaive. It's gonna instigate a duel. He's actually gonna get this down. That's shocking and appalling, because now if Forrest hits the shot against Glaive, it's suddenly winnable. That's such a misplay. Glaive needed to kill him before the bomb went down, or at least wait to take the duel, because Forrest has the headshot lineup. Thankfully, Kjabi wins it. Or Glaive could have been in the sin bin for that.
Very good effort by Forrest. I have to say, Glaive doing what he could. I'm surprised the bomb even went down there. Like, he's just ducking and weaving. I assume he thought another fake plant was coming in and didn't want to be baited in, and it's still a winnable situation for Kiabi. Certainly was. Bought enough time for at least to get towards that well position. And at that point, the flashbang was almost useless on Forrest, and Kiabi was waiting for him to face. Finishes off the job, and it's going to be 10-9. Astralis take the lead here. It's 4-0 on the second half. Device with the orb. This is where things get a bit scary now for NiP. Bomb going down and 4-state loss bonus, enough to buy. Wouldn't be ideal. You can see exist just with the AK and armor, no nades whatsoever. And Astralis do take the lead. Where's this Device going to be going? Towards top middle, it seems. Only 2 players towards Banana after the CT side this time. No initial aggression, and oof, Device narrowly misses out on the kill there.
Well, Drake and Will sit at the underpass position. Call it an underpass. It's more of a rain gutter.
Where did he just kill Forrest? That looked like it was actually through.
Was it?
He shot him from Arch, by the way.
That's
up here.
Did he really?
Device has got that kill. I'm showing you. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you. He just did that wall bang.
That's sick.
What the hell was that?
Hole. Look at the bullet hole.
We need to get a
Top
replay
of
of
the
that,
door.
please.
Yeah.
Ultra slow-mo.
Yeah, I want 1 tick per second.
Maybe not that much.
Well,
might take a while.
I'd like to see if there really are bullets in the air. If
Okay.
it's not just program code.
That was nuts. Like, it did. I know we weren't really that hyped. I just realized after we did it.
I didn't see it either, to be fair. We snapped across. Freiburg, meanwhile, though, is locked out of B. That's pretty substantial. That's got to be so infuriating, especially because he thinks, oh, that might be tradable. Someone's going to re-peek it. No one did. He's, like, not even there. He's already back at the arch in safety. What can you do?
Wow, 5-4. Looks like a B finish here from NiP. Nades come in, and it's exist. Well, it's Zipek, I should say, boosted up, gets the first kill, looking for the double, nails that. Should be round over.
Down he goes. In comes Glaive. Spray through the smoke. Oh, careful not to run out of ammo. Thankfully, Dupree's there. Zipix went down. 11-9. Let's see if we've got it on speed dial. And by that, I mean slow dial. Super slow-mo dial. They might have to wait, actually, because if it was off camera,
That's
I'm not
right.
going to throw
So
a production under the bus here. They do a tremendous job. They actually have to wait to get it off a demo, so it could take a minute. So that's...
we have a pause.
It's worth the wait.
But yeah, that was nuts. I've never seen that before. Like, he seemed really confident in the lineup as well. I'm not, the reason I want the slow-mos, I'm not sure whether the angle means you can just about see a foot or something, then go for the wall bang. Didn't look like it. It looked like he was so deep in arch.
Yeah, it's if he was double scoped and there's a very the way the bullet hit says to me that there's not a line there. Because if you're double scoped, you can see like the texture change. Obviously, you can't even really tell that it's a human being. You just see the color change, and you go, "Oh, someone walked there."
Yeah. Well, that was very impressive, I have to say. And that's going to be Astralis finding 5-0 here. It's 11-9. And another round where NiP do not get a plant. So they're going to be at maximum stage loss bonus, sure, but that plant is only $3,400 per player. It suggests it has to be a partial buy here. Take yourself down to about 2K with Tech 9s, maybe some body armor. And at that point, try and rush towards middle apartments. Just get that kind of snowball effect, as I mentioned before. But Device finding the round almost single-handedly there. Funnels him towards B after finding that wallbang shot. And they were smoked out. NiP tried to push through. And the Zipex boost, he finds 2 frags. That is a very strong position. It's difficult to shut it down, especially when there's presence from like coffins or CD spawn as well. It's hard to go in and shut it down very quickly. So, tactical pause. I'm going to have a look at threats on the server. Zonic is, I don't see a threat. So, it's up to the NiP boys by themselves here. I'll see where they can bounce back. Get right. We've been talking about his form a lot recently. I've seen a lot of clips. Haven't been watching the games. I've been away. But he seems like he's finding form in ECS at least. Tonight, not so much. He's after 6 rounds in the second half. He's only got 9 frags overall. So another quiet performance from him. From going from one of the absolute superstars of CSGO. He has had a drop-off in form, especially at the big events recently.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. There's been a lot of inconsistencies. There's been a couple people of late that have shown to surface at this point, I think, to submerge from the, or re-emerge from the depths. Guardian and Kenny S certainly spring to mind.
Yeah, well, Guardian's been fantastic recently.
I think both of them have, to be fair.
Kenny S, like Guardian's like returning to his old ways. Kenny S is getting there. Like he could great in the group stages, right? But then they looked really shut down in the playoffs, especially if it's Star Ladder. But yeah, it's great to see those big names coming back into the fray. But here we go, we're back into it. A little patch by Get Right. How much money he's left himself with there? He's actually got down to 40 now. That's not the end of the world. He had a little more than his teammates, I guess. That's 2,000 for the glow and then 650 for the body armor. Freiburg and Draken, though, heavily effective at the start of that round, both down to about 40 HP, and not really much control of the map given. They have taken Glaive down somewhat, and Get Right's got control of Bedroom, but not really much to work with in terms of utility. One smoke and a Molotov. They're both in the hands of Exist.
Forrest will wrap back around, having tried to ply at the seams and rip away the floorboards of the apartments. It's Glaive inside the site with Xyp9x at new. Boosted his Glaive as well. If he plays this far back, and the seal, the smoke goes very shallow. He finds one. Xyp9x walks out. Xyp9x gets two, and finally will go down. That'll call for the rotation back to Ruins from the first man on the scene. Glaive against the pistols, which should be smooth sailing, and indeed the waters are calm.
Indeed, only one kill obtained there by Get Right. He had the Galil, didn't really get much for his money there. He still has cash to work with though going forward. It's going to be 12-9. Astralis yet to drop a single round here in the second half. 6-0 in their favor. And we do have a Draken AWP, a bit desperate at this point maybe, trying to work out what's the play to find them around. And as we said, Starladder, he looked a little bit lost in the banana area on the T side of Inferno, was getting locked down consistently by the CT AWP, and that's going to be a bit of a problem against Device. He's not there this round, but maybe aggression towards second middle. I can see flashbangs going in that area. Kiabi was fancying it, I think, but doesn't inflict any damage. I think he could sense the wallbang coming in and didn't really want to take the risk at that point. So, Xyp9x, that deep smoke we discussed it many times. That comes from Dupree to push down, get a lot of control, and Xyp9x actually in towards the logs.
Zip indeed will sit at the logs, try and get a peek toward the bottom of middle, or top of middle rather, depending on which way you want to look at it. Top of the T stairs. Device backs up ever so slightly. It gives Boiler a chance to be obtained. Attained or obtained?
What was the context you were using?
I forget which one. Obtain is when you put more work into it. Attain is when you just get it by default. I can't remember.
That's an 80 sentence again. But anyway, let's get maybe cast first.
Well, yeah, I know, but listen, there's not much going on. I like to talk. So.
You do. That's one of your favorite things.
It is. It is. Typically, I like to talk to trigger other people, but it's not always the best idea.
No.
In casting situations. Xyp9x will get down two. Exist. We'll take down Xyp9x. Exist nips. That didn't work.
Definitely didn't.
Didn't at all.
Not all jokes land.
Trying to get behind the sandbags. Come on, the jump shots. Not quite what they used to be. Glaive will put him back in his place. As a result, that Astralis continuing to roll, now have every single round in the second half.
Yeah.
Just like they had in the last round and the round before that, because NiP has gone from 9-6 lead to a 13-9 deficit.
Yeah, this is looking brutal for them now. Another buy, then nothing really happens. They fought themselves into that round, but didn't get a single kill. Shut down the aggressive play from Astralis towards that B side of the map. Completely overwhelming the Ninjas, and another force buy here. I guess at this point, they might as well. They're desperate for rounds. Haven't posted a single one yet. 6-0. And we'll see whether they can get anything here with 2 AKs, 2 pistols, and a Galil for Exist. They're going towards second middle, no banana presence whatsoever, and Xyp9x is loving that. That same smoke going down, he's going to be there by himself. It's going to be Glaive rotating over. I don't think NiP got a chance in this round, but Dupree does give a kill away. Just as I build that sentence up, that frag happens. So, a chance.
Flash out from Draken. Everyone knows it. Off the chimney. It's a little high. Kirby will have partial vision left. Now he certainly won't as they wrap around from quad side. NiP's best chance at a round, and Kirby's going to try and steal that back as Forrest gets down. Xyp9x is all. Kirby, in fact, 1 versus 4. Good round from NiP, avoiding reset.
Yeah, just capitalizing on that frag they found in the bedroom position. Dupree, a bit more aggressive there, trying to mix things up and trying to find the players boosting themselves up towards the window. He gets taken down, and that's just going to be a Q at that point. You're forced by anyway. You've got the majority of your manpower towards the A side of the map. Push in, try and get everyone together and find the refrags if required. And actually had quite a clean round there. Device caught out of position as well. He's very open. Wasn't on the site safely. He's actually standing in between quad and the bomb site itself. So he was always getting it refragged. Didn't even find a single kill. So NiP find their first round of the second half. 13-10. Do not want to be reset here. That would be an absolute nightmare. Also money left over for the Astralis side. They get the all power once again. And this time, Device is towards Banana. He'll be boosted up on the quad side as well. And nothing really coming in from NiP just yet, but they are focusing towards middle by the looks of things. 3 players in that position. They've got the control of Boiler as well. Forrest ready and waiting.
Trying to find the shot. Kirby. Gonna get walled. They hear that hit him as well because they'll instantly look above and know that he's there. He's going to smoke off instead and back away. In the midst of the fog emerges the man who still exists. Because he's taken down Glaive to do so. It means we're back to 3 versus 3.
Well covered, but oh, that's a lovely shot by Exist. About to say, it looks like Dupree was going to shut them down with the crossfire there. Still equal situation. 45 seconds remaining. They don't have to commit towards A. They're going to pin to the site, trying to take down Draken together. It's Dupree, I apologize.
Such a long cubby now, elongated angle. It's very hard to clear that corner and get right. Shows us why as he takes down Dupe. Closer though, needs to look this direction, finds device. Very well done. Could have easily been overstepped, and the Wisdom tries to immediately plant the bomb for the additional income. However, it is another round for NiP.
It is. That was a much needed round as well. That would have been a harsh reset, especially at this stage of the game as well. That could have been the GG moment. It would have been 14-10 and no money in the bank. But they managed to pull it off, and Get Right steps up there. Doesn't go for the plant. Goes that smart play, walking towards Arch. And shuts down the CT player. It's going to be 13-11, and we have an all for Draken once again. Money now, this is the last buy for Astralis. So NiP, after having such a rough start into the second half, do find some footing now. Orb towards B once again. That's Device. Freiburg, though, ready to face. Might get flashed in at this point. They're just holding up and seeing if any aggression does come in. And Device now hunting towards Logs, nails the shot as well. Can he get the second? Of course he can. Finds 2. Draken finally takes him down, but the damage has been done.
Dupree's going to wait it out. Doesn't want to give up quad side just yet. NiP, having 1-2, are challenged yet again in this particular round. Crosshair immediately on the hinge, or the latch, I guess you'd rather say. And it bounces the nade off toward Diggity. Oh, jump. That was just the wrong time. He was in the trough when he should have been on the crest of the wave, and he would have been able to see over the half wall and spot Xyp9x moving. He didn't quite do so. And now it's just a battle of wits between each of the AWPs. NiP still down 1 in this situation. Going to try and move across all facets of the map, including that of A. And this is a good spot. Look at that smoke. Woo! Not looking at all, Dupree. No reaction.
Nothing at all.
Well then, it looked fancy. Turns out it works for NiP instead.
Oh, Kiabi's, he's in a real tricky position. Just as that smoke goes down, players in the apartments and quad as well.
Good shot. Forrest takes down Kiabi. This is pulled back. They've gone from a man down to a man up with a bomb plant inside of the site. Money's going to be gone as well. Yep, they're going to have to.
Yeah, as I said, that big clutch from Get Right's got NiP back into this game, and then some. Forrest, after losing that first play, like he said, he finds a couple of kills, very key one towards quad as well. And Kiabi, that could have worked out for him. Comes down to a few seconds there. If he has a few more seconds to work in terms of the smoke being down in the apartments, he might find the kill there. But Forrest times it to perfection, comes out of the apartments just as he's ready to strike towards Get Right, saves his life and saves the round. So he goes for Forrest, Draken picks up one as well, and Xyp9x and Glaive saving the much needed weapons at this point. That's all the money gone now for Astralis. They will be getting $2,400 on top of this M4 and Orb save. So they can buy around this, but could be just what NiP need to maybe even win this map still.
Maybe even win this map still. That's a thought, considering they were up so well in the first half and had a 9-6 lead at half. I emphasize yet again and remind you, for those of you who didn't hear or join us, yeah, it looked like they'd lost all that momentum, and Astralis would run away on this CT side.
They didn't force around it. That's interesting. Okay, they want to keep the money stronger. They're looking at the bigger picture stuff here.
Thank you.
That's just brutal.
You had to go back for it. You can't miss a knife.
I thought you hated when people kill the chickens.
I do. I hate Xyp9x with a passion.
Okay, well.
Least favorite player of all the pros.
Okay.
Just a horrible human being. Okay, before people take me seriously, I actually think he's probably one of the nicest guys to talk to of anyone. He's just so calm all the time. Draken. Op ready. Ooh, flashed off.
Yeah, This is a difficult round from Astralis. Didn't force into it. An interesting move. A lot of teams would have been tempted to with the M4 and AWP saved, but for now it's Device. He'll hold towards B by himself, and what a hold it is. Takes down Draken as well. Headshots him, and he's just going to leave B open. He thinks he's funneled them back towards A, and that's certainly the case. Get right finds a kill in return.
Zip's gonna tag. Timing was there, shots were not. That was a golden opportunity. Unfortunately, couldn't really make it work to convert. Zipic still does manage to get one with the pistol. That's gonna bring him back onto an M4. Does he have a light for the cigar after all? Because it's Freiburg left in a 1 versus 2. He's gonna hold this, he's gonna have to, but Zipix is on the case, and Zipix will take him down. Very well done. 3 kills for him, 2 for Device. They're the 2 that survived the round.
Huge round there for Astralis. Didn't even force around that. Just that one M4, an AWP as well, and it's Device by himself at the B site. Knows he needs to find a frag. Gets aggressive towards the barrel position. Takes down Draken. If you take down Draken, you know there's going to be him by himself, right? He's the AWPer. No other banana presence at that point. He's funneled them towards A. He's confident in that decision. Rotates into his teammates as well, and that actually works out very nicely indeed. Glaive and Zipex doing phenomenal work there, especially Zipex. What a decision to make to shut down the plant coming in as well. Default plant finds it. An advantage to Astralis once again. 14-12. Another difficult buy for Ninjas here. This could decide who wins the game this round right here, right now. If NiP lose this, they've got no money left whatsoever. And it's match point for Astralis. So 3 AKs, a UMP and a Galil for Exist.
Smokes go down. They'll try and beat them with the flashes out. Push back the players at the arch side. Into the Device clutch they go. The clutch is of there, I should say. Dupree's pushed out. Molotov in behind him, and that's going to give Device a better angle once more. Kiabi finds the shot on Exist, and I say that is the writing on the wall, the icing on the cake, the pretty please with the cherry on top.
I was hoping you were going to say cherry. I wanted to come into that one, but you stole it away.
It's fine. I usually have my cake and eat it too, Henry.
So as we said, NiP, if they lost that round, that could be it. They're only going to have a second stage loss, man. That's $1,900 on top of nothing. So as you can see, Tech-9s, a PT-50, a few nades here and there, but very unlikely they win this round. Even if they do that, it's not like they bring it to overtime. It's going to be a few more rounds after that as well. So lots to work with here. Astralis aggressive once more. Device picking towards middle. They're aggressive with Banana as well. So Device almost certainly going to kill here. A rare miss.
Yeah.
They had that for days.
Well, not quite. Tech-9s. We know what that can mean sometimes, Henry.
What does that mean?
Well, usually that they'll win the round.
I'm not feeling it right now.
No, you're not.
No, not from what I can see.
I do think, Pistols, it's time. We've had our fun. We've all had a laugh.
Ooh, collateral.
It was indeed not quite a kill. Freiburg was slightly lower. That was a kill.
Dever.
Get wrecked. Horizontal before his body touched the cobblestones beneath. Zipex will spray through. Down goes Draken. This one is done. For those of you cheering for NiP, you can let out a deep sigh of depression, but don't go anywhere. We'll come back with our second of the best of ones in a moment, I'm sure. Another shot through the wall is going to land. Get right vantage is at least something inside of the smoke.
Might not be over.
Well,
You never know.
you never know except for this. Ooh,
There,
dink.
that's it now. That is it now, officially.
That's done. And I know you want to say it.
I don't know.
It's done, and you always
Oh,
say
done and
it.
dusted, your
There you go.
catchphrase. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
Oh,
there.
that's
Perfect. Well, if that's exactly what it is, I think it goes to state that it was a very good CT side from Astralis, coming back from 3 rounds down and only getting 6 in the first half. To be fair, they were a slow starting team. The second half of the first half, you want to call it the second quarter, if you will, was actually quite well contested from both teams. It was very just slow, especially for the money for Astralis.
Yeah, Astralis did take a little while there to get into it, but certainly warmed up in that second half. And you have to be a little bit sorry for NiP, losing to a couple of ecos there as well. It slips away from them, but it was a decent showing. Still have another map to go, as you said, so I'm sure they can bounce back and maybe split the series once again.
Oh, well, thanks. What's going on, guys? I was laughing over at chat. I didn't even hear the throw.
No,
yeah,
I was doing the throw.
You were doing the throwing
I was
motion.
doing the
No,
throw.
I got it. I got it. 16-12 for Astralis over NiP. Good showing from them. Rough T-side for the NiP guys. Only picked up, I think, 3 rounds overall.
that
And they
was-
ran your strat twice.
I'm so glad that you blew
That
my
someone
trumpet then,
mentioned it.
Jason, because I thought I was going to have to do it myself. But they ran the strat. Henry didn't notice it, as per usual.
Per usual. Selfish, that
And then
guy.
they tried to run it again, but then you saw the way that Astralis were able to adapt. They had 2 players who hid until all the flushes had come
Which
in.
Lauren brought up on the desk. You guys have really earned the paycheck today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we...
I'm not even going to hit that topic, Jesus. Way to go, Jason.
Lauren can eat this week now.
Yeah, I don't need help on that front, but yeah.
But yeah, like the way that they just adjusted to any issues that they were having with NiP's attacks was really good to see. Device once again with the orb all around the place. But NiP would be, I said the same thing about Mouse on that Overpass game. NiP would be disappointed. They were 7-2 up on the CT side. Everything looked like it was going in their way. They had some close-ish rounds. They won. There was a few rounds that they shouldn't have lost, right? There was that Glaive ace. I think it was like a 1v3.
Yeah.
He played that so well. And then I think it ended in the B side where he had that one-on-one
1v1
duel.
with Freiburg.
Yeah. So that was good. And then they won another force buy round that they probably shouldn't have. And that kind of, you thought, oh, okay, NiP is still looking good. The rounds that they're winning are they're just making a few silly mistakes. If they tighten that up, they'll have a strong second half. And that didn't happen. They got blown out of the water.
And I think you can add a touch of longevity to Astralis. Something we didn't mention at the start that we kind of probably should have, or I should have brought up, is the fact that they are in the office right now, in that refresh office, that everyone got really excited about. They're actually in there playing these games out. So they have that kind of like longevity recovery factor. You kind of play a little bit more seriously, not just sat at home. You kind of get each other back in the mentality. You're kind of going through the motions of not necessarily an offline event, but you're kind of in that mentality. So hopefully that adds to it.
Yeah, to build on that, I know they've been very disappointed with all the 1-1 splits they've been having in the different online leagues they're playing on at the moment. And this is probably something, okay, guys, let's put an end to that. Let's get some wins on the board. And as Lauren's saying, it's always so much better when you play in that environment, right? You get the fist bumps are going, the excitement's in the room, everybody's like getting pumped and pumping each other up, and you just play a better brand of Counter-Strike. And you feel more accountable, right? If you're all in a row or whatever, and you know that you might potentially get told off for making a mistake, you're not going to do the same stuff as you do at home. And we already know it's more of a relaxed style of Counter-Strike online. You bring it into that environment where at least you guys are landing, tightens up a little bit.
Yeah, and that's obviously helping with maybe the refresh executive standing behind them, the old bosses standing behind them. So that's good stuff. Yeah, coming up, we're going to have Cash. But overall, a solid performance from Astralis. Would you say this is more Astralis winning or NiP losing?
Astralis winning.
Astralis winning?
Yeah, it just shows, like they've got that extra gear above everybody else still. But NiP, it's still good signs, right? Because at one point we were counting them out. I thought they were down in the dumps. But they're in, I guess, a resurgence period. The fact that the only thing which kickstarted T rounds for them was one gimmicky execute, I guess you could call it, but quickly got adapted to further down the line. That is an issue. They need a few more things up their sleeve. But a better looking unit, Draken as well. He's able to put up some frags, look a bit flashy from time to time. It's good to see.
Yeah, overall, a very good game. We'll see if Astralis can avoid that split. When we return, it's going to be the second map of the two. And yeah, Astralis is going to have to avoid the split. We're just going to get out of here. We'll see you guys after the break.